Speak Taiwanese language. Feel the heartbeat of Taiwan. Tâi-gí, made easy from Radio Taiwan International. Hello, I'm Watson. You're tuning into Radio Taiwan International. This is Tâi-gí, made easy. Hello, 你今晚收聽嘅係中央廣播電台 Tâi-gí made easy 節目。This is your bite-sized companion where you can learn everything about Tâi-gí, the Taiwanese local language. All right, so today is it's a national holiday here in Taiwan because 2 days later, the 5th of April, marks the Tomb Sweeping Day or the Qingming Festival here in Taiwan this year. So it is a national holiday here in Taiwan because this is the day when families visit ancestral graves to clean the tombs and offer food and incense and burn joss paper to honor their ancestors. So it's one of the most important days for Taiwanese people in our tradition. So this week, let's learn some Tâi-gí words related to the Tomb Sweeping Day. Alright, so today we have 5 words for you to know, and of course we're going to start with the Tomb Sweeping Day, that is the Qingming Festival, the name of the festival itself first. Qingming, that is Tshing-bîng. Tshing-bîng. Okay, that means Qingming in Mandarin, or you can translate that into Tomb Sweeping Day. It's usually on the 4th of April or the 5th of April, according to the lunar calendar. So it depends on the lunar calendar. The days might change, but anyway, it's at the beginning of April. So that is Qing-bîng, the Tomb Sweeping Day. Moving on to the second word, of course, we're going to talk about the cemetery. Okay, the cemetery, it's bōng-á-poo. Bōng-á-poo. Okay, so basically the word bōng, that means the tomb or let's say the graves. And then pō, that means a ground, like a huge a place full of something. So bōng-á-poo, that is the place full of graves. So it's cemetery. Bōng-á-poo is quite interesting because in my childhood, whenever my parents or my brothers or cousins, they talk about they went close to bōng-á-poo, they usually talk about some like mysterious story or something even like a story that consists ghosts. Anyway, bōng-á-poo, it's basically a cemetery, and sometimes people think that there are some ghosts or some spirits there. That is the cemetery, bōng-á-poo. Moving on to the third word, that is to sweep the tomb. puē-bōng. Puē-bōng. So bōng, as we've already learned, it means the tomb or the graves. So puē-bōng, that means to sweep the tomb, to clean the tomb. And that is one of the most important activities on the Qingming Festival. Now moving on to the fourth word today. bōng-tsuá. Bōng-tsuá. That means tomb paper. So bōng, we've already learned it's tomb, and then tsuá, that means paper. So bōng-tsuá is tomb paper. And why do people put the bōng-tsuá on the tomb? Because when we have a bōng-tsuá, a tomb paper, on the tomb, it means that this tomb has been cleaned already this year. So you know that someone from your family has already done the work for you. So that is why we put the bōng-tsuá, the tomb paper, on the tomb. Now moving on to the final word today. tsóo-sian. Tsóo-sian. So tsóo-sian, that means ancestor. And of course, what you are doing with the tomb, the sweeping of the tomb, these are all works for your ancestor, and hope that your ancestor can guide you, can guard you, safeguard you in a spiritual way. So do respect your ancestor, your tsóo-sian. Alright, so these are the 5 words for you to know today about the Qingming, the Tomb Sweeping Festival. Alright, so for the idiom or the recently I think like this is kind of like a proverb, but anyway, the idiom slash or proverb of the week. Today we have this one related to the Qingming, the Qingming, the tomb sweeping festival. Qingming無轉厝, 無祖, kuè-nî無轉厝, 無某. So if you don't return home for Qingming, you have no ancestors. If you don't return home for New Year, you have no wife. Qingming無轉厝, 無祖, kuè-nî無轉厝, 無某. Okay, so Qingming, as we've already learned, it's the tomb sweeping day, the Qingming Festival. And then bō, that means no or don't. It's a negative word in Tâi-gí. So you just heard 4 bō in this idiom. So Qingming無轉厝, Qingming, Qingming Festival, bō轉厝, return to your home. That means 無祖, you don't have ancestors. 祖, that is the 祖 from tsóo-sian. And then kuè-nî, that means Lunar New Year. 無轉厝, you don't return home for your Lunar New Year. 無某, that means wife. That means you don't have a wife. Now, this saying emphasizes how important it is to go home for key festivals in traditional Taiwanese culture. Qingming is the time to visit ancestral graves and pay respect. So if you don't go home, it's as if you have no roots or ancestors. And Lunar New Year is the most important family reunion holiday. So if you don't go home, it's as if you have no family or spouse waiting for you. Anyway, the teaching, the moral of this idiom is that you have to go home on Lunar New Year or Qingming festivals. But this is just a tradition. I know right now there are a lot of youngsters who choose not to go home on these key festivals because we are not interested in meeting a lot of cousins awkwardly, like the cousins that we don't meet for the rest of our lives. Alright, so let's get a quick review of the new words we've learned today. Qingming, tomb sweeping day. Bōng-á-poo, cemetery. Puē-bōng, to sweep the tomb. Bōng-tsuá, tomb paper. Tsóo-sian, ancestor. And that's all for this week on Tâi-gí Made Easy. Don't forget to subscribe to this program wherever you get your podcast. I'm Watson, and I'll see you next week. 咱后禮拜再會咯。